Very
Nicki
nice
Kris.
indeed. That is Nicki Kris. Yeah, how about that, huh?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, she's always been one of my favorites on the show, David. She's got such a sweet voice. She is such a talent, and we are so privileged to have her on board with us.
Yes, and she's a sweetheart. Let's bring on our next guest, and he's just back from a trip out to California where he had a fun time from all I hear. Ladies and gentlemen, bring him in, the one, the only, Tommy James. Tommy, how are you?
How are you? Nice to talk with you.
Oh, my pleasure. Always good to talk to you, Tommy. Understand you had a fun trip out to Los Angeles this week.
Yes. No, we did. I just got back. I was out with Adam Sandler, who had a big bash going on, and invited several musical people, and I was one of them, and we had a great time. Big party.
I hear that Adam is a fan. As a matter of fact, he became for a few moments at least, he became an impromptu Shondell.
Yeah, that's right. He and the whole band. You know, Adam plays guitar and sings, and he sings great. And
really,
not many people know that he's really a musician.
No, that's a side of him.
And a singer, and so he's a real rock and roll fan and a rock and roller himself. So when we did Crimson and Clover and Moni Moni, and I think We're Alone Now. We just did them at the party, and he came in, sang with us, and it was a lot of fun. He's a big fan, and he's fun.
Oh, I bet it was. Too bad you didn't get a video. That would be one to put on your YouTube channel. That would
That's
have
right.
been one to get a lot of.
You're quite right about that. We got a lot of pictures, but no video.
Oh, darn. Listen, I understand you also did some talking with regard to the moving forward on the movie project.
That's right. We one of the reasons we went out there was to talk with all of our movie people. The Barbara DeFina is producing Me, the Mob, and the Music. Our book is being made into a film. And so we got a chance to sit with the agents out there that are involved, and our screenwriter, Matt Stone, who's going to be starting the screenplay literally the first of the year. And so all of this is going on at the same time, and we met with the Sony people out there. We really did L.A. I'm in New York, so going out to L.A., we crammed as much in as we could, and we sat with the Sony people who we just assigned a deal with to represent our music and film and TV. So it was a fun 3 days out there.
I bet it was, and you're probably glad to be back and have a little time.
I am. I actually put up my Christmas tree today. I couldn't do it. It usually goes up right after Thanksgiving. I'm a Christmas nut, and so I never got a chance to because we had so many things going on. So today, I felt real good. I put on Christmas music and actually put up the tree today.
Oh, fantastic. Now, if there's anybody in the listening audience around the world right now that is not aware of it, I know everybody knows who Tommy James and the Shondells are, but if you're not aware of it, Tommy, a few years ago, put out a book called Me, the Mob, and the Music, subtitled One Hell of a Ride with Tommy James and the Shondells. It's a great book. It is an easy read. It's not something you're going to get bored by because it's an easy read, and it is also a lot of fun, especially if you're into the history of pop rock music, because you're going to get an insight. You're going to learn things about the music industry you didn't know, of course, as it relates to Tommy James and the Shondells, because it's his experience, and that's the thing that makes it interesting. It is a true story. This is kind of like it's kind of like a cross between a rock and roll idol, The Godfather, and the history of rock music. If you haven't read the book, if you haven't read it, get a copy, read it. You're going to love it. You'll probably go back and read it more than once. And they are in the process, as Tommy just alluded, to making a movie out of it, a la the Lost Jersey Boys is what I was trying to say. Got tongue-tied there. But that will be how far away are we from actually?
Well, we're probably, from the finished product, we're probably talking about close to 2 years. That's how long it takes to make everything happen.
Right.
I'm getting an amazing education as everybody comes on, as all the crew and everybody comes on. Everybody is a separate negotiation. So it really is quite intricate, all of the moving parts. And then after the film, they want to do a Broadway show, a musical. So these are two very different animals, two different, different ways of telling the same story, basically.
Absolutely. And I'm sure it is quite an experience for you to go through and not only see all of the parts come together and what's involved in each part, but to actually be a part of it, since it's your story they're doing.
That's right. It's an amazing thing to see, and I am so flattered and honored that they think our story is worthy of a film. It really is quite amazing. So it's going to be fun.
You've had quite an amazing history between your explosive beginning, the record just all of a sudden popping up a few miles down the road in Pennsylvania and becoming a hit, and then your relationship with your boss there at Roulette Records.
Morris Lee. Well, of course, for the fans who don't know why the book has such a provocative title, Me, the Mob, and the Music, is because Roulette Records, the label that we had the bulk of our hits on, was not only a functioning record company, but it was also a front for the Genovese crime family in New York, which we knew nothing about when we signed with them and learned it incrementally. And so that made life real interesting for us. And, of course, the gist of the story is, here we are having this career in rock and roll with this very dark and sinister story going on behind us that we couldn't talk about.
Right, and that's what's going to make it one heck of a movie, I'm sure. Yeah. We're looking forward to seeing that, and I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I've read it twice already, and now that I'm talking about it, I'll probably go back and read it again tonight.
Well, thank you for the great plug.
Oh, it's the truth. It's a great book. Anybody that hasn't read it, if you're into the music, you've got to read this book, because it has become, to my way of thinking, this book is as much a part of the music of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and up to now, of rock music. It's as much a part of rock music as Tommy James is. That's about the simplest way of putting it.
Thank you so much. You're very kind. Thank you.
Our pleasure to have you come on the show. Want to have you come back next year. Sometime we'll work out a date and have you come back where we can sit down and talk for a little bit longer, get into details. You can tell us about the movie and all these other things, because you've got so many fascinating stories. I know from having talked to you in the past. It's always a pleasure to have you come on and just share. Great, fantastic. Thank you again, Tommy.
Thank you so much
for helping us put this together. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you and all your listeners.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, here now is Tommy James and his Christmas hit, I Love Christmas.
I
I get the impression that he loves Christmas.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of think he really means it, don't you?
What a great song. Wow, Tommy James does it again.
And also, unfortunately, we have not heard from our last guest of the day, Joe Bonsall of the Oak Ridge Boys, and I know they're out on tour on their Christmas night, Boys Night Out. I'll get it right after a while. Christmas Boys Night Out tour.